You guys won't believe what I found while I was hiking near this creek. I was walking down this steep waypoint and I found my old friend Jim. He's just trying to get some lunch, so I'm not even gonna bother him. And right away I spotted these military 4's from 2006, and they look like to be a size 10.5. I almost didn't see them because they were perfectly camouflaged. Man, these shoes are in terrible condition. The soles are falling apart. The wings and crowns are missing. It's missing big chunks of the back tab. I have no idea if I'm able to bring these shoes back, but if there's a will, there's a way. Alright, now let's bring these back and see what we're dealing with. These shoes look absolutely destroyed. Like I said before, chunks of the midsole are missing. I'm already having second thoughts about fixing these up because I know there's just so much work ahead of me. The back tabs, wings, and crowns need to be replaced. I'm gonna try and do my best to fix all of these issues. I'm gonna tear these shoes apart. I'm gonna remove the insoles and laces so I can clean them separately. These soles need a deep clean. As a matter of fact, the whole shoe needs a whole deep clean. Wait a minute, what is that? Are those centipedes? Hold up, aren't centipedes venomous? I gotta be very careful with these guys. I don't want to get bit. That's crazy. I don't know how these guys got into the shoes. They look like a Zach and Cody to me. I think Christmas came early because he just left me a present. Alright, I'm gonna box these guys up and make sure they go back safely in the wild. What do you mean? You got them at Petco. Alright, I'm gonna separate the shoes completely. Then I'm gonna give the uppers a deep clean. Zach wants to say hi to the camera. Alright, so I got FC150 online and I don't think this is the right one. Alright, the bottle looks a lot smaller than the ones in the videos I've seen. And I've never seen this brush in the videos either. And why did it include a cloth to clean glasses? I think I got the Fufu FC150. This foam is definitely not in the zone. Alright, I knew it was too good to be true when I found FC150 at Walmart. I'm still gonna see how good it cleans, so bear with me guys. And off the bat, it's not doing a great job. Alright, I'm gonna try my homie's cleaner, A1 Restorations cleaner. It works really great on suede, brings back the colors, and it's a great shoe cleaner too. Personally, I like to use A1 Restoration shoe cleaner and Just for Kicks shoe cleaner. If you guys want to try them out, I'll link their Instagram down below in the description. Alright, so off top, A1 Restoration shoe cleaner is working really good. To remove all of the excess dirt, I'm gonna have to clean them underneath running water. Shoes are looking amazing. The next step I'm gonna take is decrease the toe box using the iron method. The stitching all over the shoe has been stained from the mud, so I'm gonna spray 3% hydrogen peroxide all over the shoe. This is also gonna help revive the color of the suede. It's gonna make the suede a whole lot brighter. After I spray it down, I'm gonna put it under my ice box. I'm gonna start doing a paint match on the uppers. I'm also gonna use this paint match for the midsole. I'm gonna test the paint match in an area that I'm not gonna see. It's gonna be behind the crown. And so far the paint match is pretty good. It's blending in really well. The soles have completely yellowed. I'm gonna use CCK sole sauce to bring them back to life. Also, if you guys are buying someone else's sole sauce, please be sure that the container that they're using isn't see-through, because the main ingredient to reverse the oxidation in your soles is hydrogen peroxide. Any exposure to the light will cause a chemical compound to break down into water, making it pretty useless and not as effective. I've been hearing really great things about CCK sole sauce, so if you guys want to try it out for yourself, I'll put a link down in the description as well. I do want to try an experiment where I only apply 3% hydrogen peroxide on one shoe and see how well it deoxidizes. And I'm just using a spray bottle to evenly apply it all over the sole, and that's also gonna go in the ice box. I'm gonna leave them inside the ice box for 24 hours. So while we're doing that, let's separate the midsole donors. I like to heat the inside of the shoes with a blow dryer to warm up the glue, so it'll be a whole lot easier for me to separate the uppers. I'm gonna pour acetone inside of the shoes to help melt the adhesive. The outsole is more stubborn, so I'm going to use acetone and a syringe to help me separate the midsole from the outsole. For the next step, I'm going to strip the midsole paint using a paint stripper. Then I'm going to wipe everything down with cotton balls and acetone. For some reason, this midsole has 4 layers of paint: blue, white, black, and white. Here's what the midsoles look like down to the bare bones. It was a pain removing the paint in the deep corners, but at least we got all of the paint out. So after 24 hours, here's what the soles look like. The 3% HP did a pretty good job. Here's what they used to look like before. There's still some yellowing, but for the most part, it unyellowed it pretty damn good. Alright guys, I'm gonna use this fake ass FZ150 where I'm not in the zone to clean the bottom soles. Come on bro, just look at the foam. What is that? Alright, I'm gonna use a wire brush to clean the bottom soles. This cleaner is just sad. Alright, I'm gonna order the real thing, guys. The wire brush did help out a lot. All that caked up gunk at the bottom soles is completely gone. The soles already look brand new. I'm gonna do one more session of CCK sole sauce on the soles. After this session, the soles are gonna look absolutely crazy. I'm going to start removing the old glue with an X-Acto knife. This is also going to be great for re-glues because I'm gluing on brand new leather. I got most of it off, so I'm going to take the rest out with acetone and cotton balls. I'm not too confident yet with removing the glue line at the top of the midsole. I don't want to accidentally cut too high on the leather. I got these back tabs from Psychologist. I'm adding the simulated stitching on the back tabs since I am going to be gluing them back on. I'm going to sand down the leather. This is going to help the back tab have a stronger bond to the leather. I'm going to start applying glue on both the back tabs and the heel on the shoe. I'm going to let the glue cure for 30 minutes, then reactivate the glue with heat and then bond them together. I'm gonna start stitching back the plastic eyelets that I got from JSO Colleges onto the shoes with my Chinese patcher machine. Since my newborn doesn't need this anymore, I'm gonna use her bottle warmer to warm up my glue. Since I work in a garage and it gets cold at night, my glue thickens up, so heating up the glue will make it nice and thin. I'm gonna clean up the areas I'm gonna glue with acetone, just so we have a nice clean surface for our glue to stick on, and then I'm gonna apply my glue. I haven't prepped the outsole yet, so I'm heating up the old factory glue with the heat gun, and then I'm going to use acetone and cotton balls to remove all of that. The shoes are coming together nicely. It's not really looking 100% yet, but it's looking a whole lot better from when I first got them. Since I didn't throw these shoes in the washer like my classic green 4's, the uppers didn't stretch and turn narrow, so the fitment is almost perfect on the outsole. Now before I glue the shoes, I want to paint the midsoles first. I'm prepping the midsoles for a repaint by cleaning the midsoles with rubbing alcohol. After the midsoles have been prepped with rubbing alcohol, I'm going to start airbrushing the paint. Now this is an issue from the factory. It's not midsole damage from the acetone or paint stripper, because the midsoles are still nice and smooth. The midsoles don't feel rough at all. There's just a lot of imperfections on the midsole straight from the factory, and I think that's why there was 4 coats of paint on one of the midsoles. So I'm gonna sand it down to smooth it out and then finish the repaint. If you guys need further help with restoring your shoes and need mentorship, I do have a Patreon. I'll have a link to my Patreon in the description. I'll be covering how to fix issues like this on your midsole. This is what it looks like sanded down. I'm gonna have to do this a few more times just to fill in the holes and make the midsoles look smooth again. This is probably my 7th time sanding it down and filling in the midsole. It's starting to look a whole lot smoother. Now the next step is to use the paint that I pre-mixed early on the video. I'm going to use a strainer so I don't clog up my air gun. The midsoles are going to have this nice eggshell look on the midsoles that matches the uppers. Alright, now it's time to paint match the blue color on the militaries. I'm going to start off with a base color of just plain blue. Then I'm going to look to see what I need to add to get closer to that military blue color. I know it's not going to match the original paint 100%, but I wanted to match the new backtab color because it is a very vibrant blue. Now to protect the paint, I'm gonna apply a matte varnish. The midsoles are looking very smooth. You don't see those imperfections anymore. Now I'm gonna add one more layer of glue just to have a strong bond, and then I'm gonna bond the midsoles to the outsoles together. There's actually a magic spell on how to glue your soles using these words. Lilintik, lilintik, mangkanta laring inchik. Soles are looking good. All we have to do now is just bond the midsoles to the upper. But first, I'm gonna need to learn how to sew back the strobo board. I had to cut the stitching just so I can have better access to when I stitched the back tabs. I'm gonna need to sand down the midsoles. These donor midsoles are too thick compared to the original midsoles that came with the military 4's. That's the reason why it's not sitting flush and not hiding the original glue line. But before we glue the midsoles, check out the stitch work. Look at that. Looks nice. I'm going to use my heat disappearing pen to trace the midsoles on the upper so I know where to put the glue. Since the new midsoles are sitting higher than the original midsoles, I'm going to shave down the leather and then apply my glue there. The midsoles are going to bond better with a sanded down leather. I'm going to be very careful applying my glue. I don't want any glue touching the paint because that's going to mess it up. The next step is to clean the surface area of the leather with acetone and then apply my glue. Alright, I'm gonna glue the back of the heel to the midsole now. And it was at this point that I knew I messed up, because I still needed to prep the door buck for a reglue. Once the shoe gets this old, the door buck will start to fall apart on its own. So I needed to trace out where the midsole lines up with the upper. And I couldn't do that without the back of the heel being glued down first. I thought I could remove the door buck while the heel was glued down, but I have no wiggle room. I needed the heel to be completely stable so I can line everything up perfectly. So instead, I'm gonna trace the whole shoe and remove the door buck that's gonna come in contact with the midsole. Luckily, I was very careful with the acetone and it didn't damage the door buck material. So the last thing I really need to do is just apply glue to the whole shoe. Once I've laid down the glue on the uppers and midsole, I can now bond them together. Alright, so now for the small touch-ups, I'm going to clean the insoles with FZ149. It's meant for dishes, but the dish soap will disinfect and deodorize its insoles perfectly. And I'm noticing the Jumpman logo is slowly going away from brushing. So we're going to take care of that after the insoles have been thoroughly cleaned. I'm going to add brand new Jumpman logos on the insole using a heat transfer vinyl. I'm also gonna deep clean the laces using a degreaser. You can use laundry detergent or even dish soap, but I want it to be a thorough clean with a degreaser. Now the last step is to restitch the toe cap with a sewing awl. I hope you guys enjoyed this restoration video. I'm actually doing a giveaway on these shoes. They're a size 10.5. They're from 2006. The leather quality on these just beat the recent retros, and it has a nicer shade of blue. So if you guys want to win these, comment down below and make sure to subscribe. Comment hashtag military4 and put down your Instagram handle as well. I'm still waiting for someone to win the classic green 4's. The few people that I picked didn't have their Instagram handle or didn't follow the rules. So make sure to follow the simple rules of commenting down below and make sure to subscribe. Alright guys, good luck and I'll see you guys in the next video.